Yeah.
So Tom, you're totally independent, and with your success, have any of the big wigs come sniffing around? Because usually they don't care; they just want numbers.
Yeah, tons of times.
Yeah.
Like we've gone for meetings at where was it? Nova? Something Sony. Yeah, but tons of times. Like I did a whole video on my Instagram one time of replying to label emails. So there's one there from Universal and one there from Warner, and I was hitting them back with these like hilarious responses, like quoting Pink Floyd and "We don't want your record deal,"
Yeah.
and sending replies to them. So they've come sniffing around like a bunch of times. But
Why don't you ever want to do that?
well, I think it's like it's multiple things. Like one, like I've spent my entire career like doing what I want, when I want, saying what I want, how I want to do it. So I'm like not interested in being, controlled in any way, shape, or form by one of these labels. And it's just like, I'm not interested in having my message changed. I'm not here to do like overproduced, wrapped in plastic, mass manufactured bullshit. Like that's not for me.
When was the moment that you decided you were going to start talking the way you do, rapping the way you do? Like was there a moment where you looked at the world and went, I got to do something here?
Yeah, it was like, it was kind of a fucked up situation, honestly. Like, it's like kind of embarrassing, but like I used to make the same type of music that I sort of am critical of now in hip hop. Like I used to make tons of records about cars and clothes and drinking and partying and drugs and girls and all that shit. Like I was emulating what my favorite rappers were doing in my music, which I think a lot of people do that when they first start out. So I did that for a while, but the problem was like I wasn't just like emulating it creatively. I started like living like that. And I was like drinking all the time and partying all the time and valuing the wrong shit, which led to like a pretty acute stint with like alcoholism. Like I was an alcoholic. So, I started like emulating that lifestyle, which led down to like just a wicked stint with alcoholism. And that accumulated into like a massive mental break. Like I got home from the club one night at like 3 a.m. and I was laying in bed and I had like Jimmy Fallon or some shit on my laptop to just fall asleep. And all of a sudden, like I had this weird rush of something. I'm not sure what it was. And I got to get out of bed, and it wasn't like the drunk wobbles. It was like I turned my head and the whole room went like, and then my heart starts pounding in my chest, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking die. I'm having a fucking heart attack. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I spent from 3 in the morning till 9 a.m. the next day, like walking from my bedroom to my bathroom. I'd look in the mirror. I was so white, I didn't even recognize myself. And I'd walk back to my bedroom, and it was dark, and I'd turn the lights on. And then by the time I got back to the bathroom, back to my bedroom, the lights were bothering me, and I'd turn the lights off. Like I was losing it. I was just losing my mind. So I had this big mental break, and I was like laying on the floor, and I called my mom, and she didn't answer, and I left her like a really scary voicemail on her phone. Like, I need help. Like something's, going, something's going south. So I'd fry one egg, and I'd eat one egg a day, and I'd be like gagging, trying to get one egg down. I was so sick. So this whole thing.
And this was a mental thing going on.
Yeah, it was like some sort of like acute anxiety, depression, like just totally dissociated from the world around me. Like, so it was gnarly. This went on for like 10 months. I had to, my ma got like a friend of mine to break into my house, kidnap me, take me to the airport, put me on a plane and send me home. And when I was laying in bed at night, man, I'd have like a podcast playing on my phone, a show on my laptop. Because if I wasn't totally surrounded by something, like the silence, I would have killed myself.
Jesus.
Like it was horrible.
You felt that. You felt truly suicidal.
Yeah. Every minute of every day. Like, and then I ended up going to the doctor, and I was like, hey, like, I haven't said this in such basic terms to a doctor yet, but like, if you don't give me something right now to like take the edge off, I'm gonna kill myself. Yeah. I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna kill myself today if you don't give me something. Damn. So he gave me some like kick-ass, like Ativan Xanax type shit. And I went home and took it. And
was it the anxiety or the depression?
It was both.
Both.
Right. It was constant all the time.
All above.
Yeah.
Fuck. Answer is deep.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, so.
Hey, man. So we're like scared.
No, because sometimes it's you don't know if it's
God,
depression or anxiety or
it's all the same shit.
Well, yeah.
Well, it was a bunch of different shit that all formed this inner turmoil. It was like fucking weird. So I got home and I took this pill that he gave me, and like 30 minutes later I had chilled out, and for like the first time in like 10 months I fucking felt like myself. Damn. And I was like, holy shit, like I remembered like who I was. Like I hadn't made music, I hadn't talked to my friends, like nothing. I was like when you hear people say, oh, he's a shell of who he used to be, like I always sort of roll my eyes at like abstract shit like that, and this was that. Damn. Like I was looking in the mirror and I was like, I look like me, but I don't fucking recognize me. Got off the pills, so went to therapy, did a lot of research and reading about mental illness, exercised all the fucking time, cut out all caffeine, all fast food, no soda, no cigarettes, no smoke weed. Started to clear. I was like, I don't want to make music anymore that's going to influence people to go down the same path that I did, because it was so fucking destructive to me. And I feel like that type of music, like if you listen to it, that's fine. I'm critical of it, but like I'm not like don't listen to it. Just understand what you're listening to. Yep. It's like this is branding and corporate initiatives and you know and marketability. And if you understand that, then I think you're immune to a lot of the negative effects that you can experience from that type of shit. So I just had this like, you know, this come to Jesus moment where like I had an epiphany and I was like, I don't want to make that shit no more. I want to, instead of making music that's going to erode people's sort of like morality, like I want to make music that's going to inform people about shit and wake people up and empower people. And that was sort of the moment where I was like, fuck it. I'm going to make music about the shit that I'm truly interested in, which is not cars and clothes and bullshit. It's politics. It's the truth behind, you know, it's Truman Show shit.
Yeah. It also makes you